I want you to treat this video as your ultimate sign you were praying for. Yeah, I'm officially back with YouTube. I haven't posted in a while, but there's a great reason for that. And I can say I've been away from YouTube, whatsoever, creating this type of content, like authentic content. I haven't been on it, right? I kind of slept on it. But I'm just gonna say why. Because life just decided to teach me a lesson, teach me multiple lessons throughout the summer, and I'm back with freaking rawest videos in the industry. So we're back at it. I don't know the reason why I stopped posting, but as I said, life just decided to teach me a lesson, right? So we're finally back into my authentic self. Obviously, I love doing funnels, doing those typical, niche down YouTube videos, helping out coaches with funnels whatsoever. But sometimes I just really feel like just pulling out the camera and just talking and documenting my journey, right? Documenting and just talking about the lessons that I have learned so far, and I just want to share with you guys. And I know this will relate with so many people, right? And especially, I know myself. If I start posting so much authentic content and raw content, I can literally blow up the next day, right? But I just don't do it. I have so much wisdom, but I just decided to pull the curtains and to actually speak about all the hardships, everything that I learned. So let's just get straight into it. So in the last few months, it has been honestly super crazy because I have always been like the mindset girl. I have always been like this. People even started to ask me, why did you stop? Even why did you archive all your mindset videos? Your raw videos on YouTube, right? And I don't know why. That's a great question, but I don't know an answer to it. But these months taught me so many lessons and so many actually reminders, so many things that I already knew. And life sometimes is so unpredictable, and you will just go through stuff over and over again till you learn the lesson. This is lesson number one. If you don't learn your lesson, let's say you go through a betrayal whatsoever, and you just keep repeating, like accepting the betrayal and keep going back to these people that betrayed you, you are gonna relearn the lesson again and again and again, over and over again. The same cycle is gonna repeat over and over again till you learn your lesson, right? Another lesson is that you need to be grateful truly for everything you have. I don't know with what you're struggling right now. You might have some tough times, especially if you're not an entrepreneur watching this, right? On your self-improvement journey whatsoever. I know those seasons are actually hard, but this is part of the journey, number one, right? This is the journey. You cannot change it. You cannot change the hardships. You cannot change the fact that you're gonna go through some shit in your life, right? And it is gonna hurt, right? It is gonna hurt, right? Pain it sucks, but it's the best teacher at the end of the day, right? Because it just gets you out of your comfort zone so freaking bad. So in the last few months, I started to fall off, the good habits. Maybe in my business, just I was not going like in alignment with myself. And no, business was going well, but just deep down, I just felt super miserable. And I'm gonna tell you why you need to stop this thing, because when you go to work every single day, you know, you just go to work with yourself every single day and just go like into misalignment. I'm telling you, if you continue doing this, you are gonna end up in such a miserable place, right? And that's actually the reason why so many entrepreneurs, they are so miserable. Millionaires, billionaires, they're so miserable because the only thing they focused on was money, but it was not like the self-improvement type of stuff, right? So sit down with yourself and don't neglect yourself. Like, go to the gym, improve yourself as an individual, right? And don't focus on the outputs, right? Focus on the inputs. One of the biggest mistakes that I did, and obviously making mistakes, failing in life is actually so essential, because failure, right, and pain, these two, they're like the best teachers, right? And you need them in life. It's essential. It's essential to a success, right? 99% of the time you're gonna fail, and 1% you're gonna win, right? And through failing, you learn how to do better next time. So coming back to the topic of saying that no focus on the outputs, focus on the inputs, right? Focus on leveling yourself up, bettering yourself every single day. And I'm saying this as a person, I actually knew this principle, right? Ever since I got into entrepreneurship, I knew that, yeah, you need to focus on the inputs, not the outputs, right? And even though I had this in the back of my mind, life just decided to give me a reminder and to slap me in the face with some failures. And I was like, oh, damn. Like, oh, damn, right? And just appreciate the little things. Like, we sometimes we're so focused on what we don't have, right? But we forget to appreciate what we have on a day-to-day basis, right? We don't appreciate the fact that we can walk. We don't appreciate the fact that you literally woke up today and you have another chance to show yourself and to prove to yourself, damn, today is going to be an amazing day, let me crush this day, right? Or the fact that you can speak, you can see, you're healthy, and so on. I actually lost my voice 1 week ago, and this is like one of the biggest realizations, because we talk and we're so ungrateful. We don't want to do this. We're saying constantly that, yeah, I don't have this, I'll be happy once I have this amount of money in my bank account. No, you're not going to be happy, you're going to become miserable. There's so many rich people, and this is like proof of concept. There's so many rich people that are absolutely miserable. They have no character. They basically lost themselves in the journey, right? So that's why, my friend, you need to focus on what you actually have already and be grateful every single day. Like, open your damn journal every single day and write 5 things you're grateful for, right? And let me come back to the thing that I just mentioned. Like, last week I lost my voice, I was sick, right? And also throughout the summer I've been in the hospital, and just God really made me understand that you need to be grateful for what you already have, right? You need to be grateful for what you already have. No, don't complain about, oh, why don't I have this and this and this. Because I really realized when I was in the hospital, right, I realized that, damn, without health I cannot do any shit. I cannot go to the gym. I cannot focus on my business. I cannot work on my business. I cannot do anything, right, without health. So that's why you gotta appreciate everything you have before life decides to teach you a lesson, to actually love what you lost, right? So remember this. Start to love what you have right now before life teaches you to love what you lost. Let that actually sink into your brain. And let me come back to the topic that I was saying, that I lost my voice. Why this was one of the biggest realizations is that because we talk so much, right? We talk so much, we want to do this, we want to do that, but we never kind of pause and analyze and sit with our thoughts, sit with ourselves. We're just like, no, let me just do this, let me do that, let me do that. We're just like, we're constantly talking, right? We never actually listen. Even in a friendship, for example, you always want to talk with your friend, but you actually never listen to them, or you never pause and analyze, okay, what does this mean? What did this person actually say? Or you never pause a bit and listen, actually listen. And what I mean by listen, not just listen, but actually, question yourself in your mind, what is this supposed to mean, right? So having the thinking time, actually sitting in silence with yourself, is so essential, right? It is so essential because we constantly especially as entrepreneurs, you're constantly into meetings, you talk with people 24/7, and when you don't have that 1 hour blocked or just sit by yourself and you think, I'm telling you, you're literally gonna go crazy. And that's exactly what I did. I thought I was literally gonna go crazy because I was constantly meetings, constantly doing this and that, and I kind of never had time to just sit down and think, right? But when you sit down and think in the silence, you would start to realize so much stuff about your life, right? You will start to reflect on so many things, and it's actually crazy because when I lost my voice, obviously my doctor told me don't talk for a few days, literally don't talk at all. And I just actually got the silence, right? My body was recovering, and I just got the silence. And the reason why I lost my voice, obviously, is just a sign just to pause everything and just to let me be with myself and just reflect on everything that has happened so far, right? And I just started to listen, to analyze, and my intuition got even stronger, because when you just kind of pause the word, you just say, no, 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 today I'm gonna have a 1 hour block. I will shut down all my notifications. I will not talk to anybody, and I'll just think and reflect what has happened so far. I'm not saying like overthink. This is something else. I'm just saying like sit with yourself, get a pen and paper, and just start to reflect on what has happened in the last months, right? And when you do this thinking time, you will realize maybe, okay, maybe I was chasing this person, or maybe I was doing this, maybe I have this limiting belief. You will start to realize so much damn stuff, right? And one crazy thing that happened is that on Sunday, I remember myself, like, I was texting with somebody, and I remember myself saying this stuff like, people, they love you today, and tomorrow they hate you. And the next day, I got a betrayal. So this was literally like my freaking intuition, right? And no, this video is actually such a banger for you guys, because I'm just really talking about everything. I don't even have a script. I was literally in the middle of like my work session, but I just decided, no, I need to film this video because this will be such a big reminder for everybody, right? And yeah, when you just sit and analyze, you'll start to realize, damn, this person's actually shit. This friend that I used to hang out with, they're doing this and that and that and that. They're ghosting you, and then they go over and talk behind your back and do this and that and that. And when you sit and analyze, you're gonna start to change your life drastically. You're gonna be like, no, I don't like this friend. This environment that I'm currently in right now is absolutely shit. I'm gonna cut everybody off, right? And you don't want to do this. The thing is, so many people are so scared to be alone. They're so scared. That's why they don't want to escape certain situations, right? They don't want to escape their environment, or like to leave their friends behind, right? But you need to do that, otherwise life is just going to teach you a lesson. And this is exactly what happened to me, because I was holding back onto this one friend, and then the next day the biggest betrayal came out, right? And I was fully okay with it, because my intuition, my subconscious mind was already prepared for it, right? So I moved on super quickly, right? I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's so easy to move on when your self-respect is actually so high that you literally say, no, I can go and be like alone my entire life, no friends, no nothing, instead of actually lowering myself down for certain people, right? So that's why you'll move on super super fast. But if, let's say, you lost a person in your life, like let's say this one friend, this friendship ended, like that relationship ended, it's just simply because, yeah, obviously people in life, they're here to teach you a certain lesson, firstly, and secondly, nothing is forever, and you just need to understand that at the end of the day, you've got yourself, and you need to understand that you need to learn how to actually enjoy your own company. When an individual loves himself or herself so freaking much, they're like, no, I'm not gonna hang out with this group of friends, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And they eventually like lose somebody from their life. They're like, okay, on to the next one. Like, what I have to lose? It's not my it's you didn't lose, right? It's a win. It's a win because you learned something. It's a lesson, and you just move on to the next, right? And doesn't matter how hard it is, or doesn't matter how painful it is. Pain, at the end of the day, as I said in the beginning of the video, is the best teacher, right? Because pain will teach you to get the fuck out of your comfort zone, and to be like, fuck, no, I need to do that actually, right? And this betrayal of mine, what it actually taught me is like, it just kind of put me again in the energy of like, okay, I don't care, people leave my life, this happened, this and that, I was in the hospital, because I was still like holding back in my subconscious mind. I was like still holding back on so much stuff, right? Obviously health issues, it was a lot of stress and so on. I'm still like holding back on this stuff, and I was like kind of like reminding myself of this, right? So I said, no. The pain was literally the ultimate thing, the necessary thing that actually needed to happen in order for me to make the change, right? I experienced a betrayal. Okay, I sat down with myself, you know, I reflected on it and I just let go of it, right? And I just gladly said to the person, and obviously, you never need to, you never close, like, you never end a relationship, you know, with hatred and so on. Just forgive them. They betrayed you, forgive them. Forgive them because God is going to give you so many blessings. Just forgive them. It's so much easier when you just forgive them, right? I'm a Christian, and every single time when somebody leaves my life, you know, and they did me bad, you know, they claimed I did them bad, even though it was not the case, for example. I just forgive them because at the end of the day, I just say, like, who am I to not forgive people, right? Because Jesus literally went on the cross for you, like for our sins, and like literally like to forgive our sins, right? And who am I actually, like, in the first place to not forgive somebody? So I always forgive. It's so much easier. You don't have literally, you know, stones sitting on your heart. You just forgive people and you just move on. And trust me, the pain that you're experiencing right now, the pain that you're experiencing today, will become your willpower tomorrow. It will become your blessing tomorrow. You might not see it now, but essentially, after some time passes, you'll realize that, damn, I actually needed this. You know, pain is ultimate teacher, right? It just gets you out of the comfort zone and be like, fuck. Because if you just stay comfortable and you don't, and you don't get like any painful situations, right? You don't get any betrayals, maybe like some hardships that, for example, you face in business, and like, fuck, this is actually tough, right? It's painful, right? But if you do not experience this pain, then how on earth are you supposed to evolve and change in the first place? So pain is essential. A lot of people just treat pain as like, oh, it's so painful. They just kind of like pity themselves. Don't pity yourself, because this will become your willpower tomorrow. I literally mean this, right? For me, it happened on Monday, the betrayal, and then on Tuesday I was like, fuck this shit. Okay, on Monday I just reflected, and on Tuesday I just said, okay, damn, I love my life. Okay, I lost this person, I lost XYZ. This happened in my life, you know, in the last few months. It was actually crazy, so much stress, health issues, all of that, and I just accepted it and let go of it, right? So in order for you to change, you will need to experience pain, my friend. You will need to, and that's so essential in your life, trust me. One more lesson to end up this video with is, watch out for your thoughts. What you're thinking on a 24/7 basis, like on a daily basis, will become your reality. If you say to yourself, fuck, I think I'm burned out, this XYZ is happening, you're getting in a victim mindset, it will point out in your reality. And I mean this in the most serious way, right? I really mean this. Because, look, I'm such a mindset freak. I've read multiple books about it. This is my favorite topic because mindset at the end of the day is the foundation for every success. Like, you need, in order to be successful in life, entrepreneur, whatever, successful, you need to build yourself, your foundation, your mindset as an individual in order for you to get there, right? You need to build that identity. So that's why you need to be super careful what you say, what you affirm to yourself every single day, because this will point out your reality. You repeat through repetition all those negative thoughts that you're saying. They're gonna sink into your subconscious mind and then point out in your reality. And then you're just gonna be in a place whereby you're gonna start questioning, why is this actually happening? Right? Why am I actually not healthy? Why am I actually inconsistent? Why do I feel like I have like zero energy? Like, why business is not going well? Why is this happening? Just because of your thoughts. Your thoughts and what you're affirming to yourself. Damn, guys, my mic literally died. This is too much value for this video. But let's continue. So what was I saying? What you affirm to your mind and what you say to yourself on a daily basis, it will point out in your reality, right? And you might not see it coming right now. You might not see it coming right now. but it will become, after some weeks, it will sink into your subconscious mind, and after some weeks, it will become your reality, and then you're just gonna start to question your entire existence and be like, why is this actually happening? Just because of your thoughts, right? So if you catch yourself, with like those negative thoughts, yeah, this is not working, no, 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 this and that, and that. This is also ego. Watch out for your ego as well, because ego sets you for failure as well. Do that as well. So watch your ego. A great book for that is Ego is the Enemy. And another great book for freaking mindset is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. I'm literally rereading this book for the third time. Even though like I'm a mindset freak, like I know so much stuff about it, but I still got slapped in the face, from life, that I need to continue doing the great stuff, right? And even you, as the greatest person on earth, even you are gonna face a lot of stuff. You're gonna fail, and it's absolutely normal, right? Elon Musk, all the successful people, they always fail, right? It's not like you're, yeah, the greatest people on earth considered, but they're still failing, and that's essential, right? So at the end of the day, you gotta fix your mindset, because mindset is really like the foundation to everything. And once you realize that, and you start working with it, right? You start working, you actually sit with yourself, you're asking, damn, okay, I actually have this limiting belief. Just take a piece of paper, just take your journal, not your phone, not your notes, journal and a pen, and just start, questioning yourself. Start asking yourself the right questions. If you suck actually at asking yourself the right questions, because this is also like a skill that you need to have, right? So ask yourself sometimes the right questions. Another great book for that is The Road Less Stupid by, like, how is the name? By killing them. I don't remember the author name, the name of the author. But if you just take a journal and a pen and you just start to reflect on everything, and you just say like, I actually call myself having these thoughts. You can just go over to ChatGPT and tell your whole life story, right? And ask this robot to give you the right questions that you need to ask yourself in order to make a change in your life, right? In order to fix your mindset, in order to remove all of these limiting beliefs and just become the best version of yourself. Because everything starts from mindset. Mindset is foundation. It's actually so sad that so many people treat mindset as like some woo stuff. It's not. It's the foundation to everything, right? Even great people like Napoleon Hill, Brain Tracy, they always said that mindset is literally everything. Everything comes from your mind. Your productivity, your consistency, your discipline, your happiness, everything comes from your mind / your brain, right? So treat it as a treasure, right? Not trash on it, right? Because your mind can either be your downfall or your willpower. So choose wisely. Do you want it to become your downfall or your willpower, your ultimate power, your ultimate greatness, right? A lot of people, they say that, yeah, I'm gonna manifest this and that and that, but then they have fears. Trust me, your fears are kicking away all the manifestations, all the blessings that you want, right? All the all the dreams that you want to come true, simply because of your fears, right? Yeah, that's why it's super important to control your mind, because it does not know the difference between good and bad. That's why when you say to yourself, "Oh fuck, I'm so insecure, I'm so burned out, no, 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 no," and it just a few weeks later just becomes your reality, you're gonna be like, "Oh damn," because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between good thoughts and bad thoughts, right? It cannot make a difference. It just listens to you when you say, "Okay, my honor, like." The human, my voice is saying to me this, I'm gonna do the reality, like I'm gonna create the reality for this person, right? Actually, a great quote to end this video with, and it's like by any means like one of the greatest quotes that I have ever heard, is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's by Napoleon Hill. So as I said, treat your mind as a treasure. Yeah, this video is actually so great. I'm gonna do more raw videos like this, just talking mid-work sesh. Literally stopped everything and just started to talk about this because I just really wanted to document everything. So yeah, guys. With that being said, see you in the next one, and let me know your takeaways from this video. Let me know also what takeaways you've got from your own journey. How was the summer for you guys? What lessons life taught you and so on. So I'm actually curious. I'll definitely be reading the comments. So make sure to comment as well. So see you in the next one, and go fix your damn mindset. I'm telling you.